In this video, we are going to cover end of day for a server, a bartender, and manager. Let's start by performing end of day for our example employee, Billy, who is a server. We'll start by clicking his profile in the top right corner and refer to our built-in checklist towards the bottom left. Before Billy clocks out for his shift, he needs to have all green check marks. Let's start with the first one. Billy does need to make sure he has no open tickets. The second check we have here is pending tips. Billy needs to make sure that all credit card transactions do have their tips added. Keep in mind with the way Workstation processes, this will always be a green check mark right here. It will be up to the individual employees to adjust their tips as needed. The third check mark will vary depending on how the owner wants to cash out employees. If this employee does have the permissions to perform their own cash out, they can do so by clicking this Count and Close button. Let's perform a cash out report as Billy the server. We'll click this button right here. This screen that pops up shows us how much is in Billy's employee bank right now. We can easily click OK for a quick, easy cash out, or we can use the bill counting simulator by clicking Count Bills right here. Count Bills is better used for counting down a cash drawer. In most instances, when counting down an employee bank, you can just simply click OK. I have successfully closed Billy's employee bank. Next thing he should do is print his report right here and present it to a manager. When it comes to money that will be owed to the employee or house, managers should refer to the bottom of this report, and it tells you right here what is owed. In Billy's instance, he owes the merchant $312. We got this number based off of cash received, and his credit card tips are automatically deducted from that total. Referring to this math makes it simple by telling the manager what is owed. Once Billy gets his tips paid out to him, he can then clock out. We are going to clock out Billy, then click OK. Here is where Billy can declare any cash tips he received, and then click OK. Let's now move on to performing a cash out for our bartender. Now, bartenders do work differently, and they are typically using a cash drawer versus an employee bank. Let's start Eddie's cash out report by clicking his profile in the top right corner. Eddie needs to perform his own checklist. Now I'm going to show you how to count down a cash drawer by counting Eddie's drawer. Let's start by clicking Count and Close. We do get the preview of what should be expected to be in that cash drawer. But let's do a detailed counting down of the drawer by clicking Count Bills. At this point, the drawer will have kicked open, and it will be up to Eddie the bartender to count all of the pennies in his drawer. Enter in however many pennies. He will then count all of the nickels in that cash drawer, and so forth. It will be up to the bartender to enter in the quantity of all of the coins and dollar bills. After the bartender has entered in all of the quantities for the coins and bills, you will see the total right here. $345.50 is the total you are given after Workstation has done the math by adding all of your quantities of coins and bills together. The number you see here, where it says Cash Expected, $343.63. This is the number that Workstation is telling you should actually be in that drawer. If these numbers are off, it will be up to the bartender to present this to a manager. First, we should print count by clicking the button here on the bottom, and then closing out this drawer. I'm going to go ahead and approve to continue. At this point, the bartender should take the print count slip and the actual cash drawer to a manager for an audit. For details on this cash drawer, a manager can reference this employee's shift report. You can always print this by clicking Print Report on the bottom. The manager can reference the cash summary section here at the very bottom. This section right here does a full and elaborate breakdown of all money going in and out of that cash drawer. This line right here that says Starting Cash $200. Whoever started this cash drawer today, which is Eddie, our bartender, it tells us right here that he started this cash drawer in the beginning of his shift with $200 in it. Everything you see here where there is a plus and a minus, plus, minus, is all money going in and all money coming out of the cash drawer. So if we take a look, it appears that Eddie did receive $226.38 in cash. We also have his tips paid out to him right here. Now, if we ever want to look into where this $82 came from, we can simply scroll up and look at the tip summary breakdown. So it looks like he was paid $82.75 in credit card tips. That's where we got that number. The main number that you want to refer to is this line right here that says cash expected. Anywhere you see the word cash expected, this is the number that Workstation is telling you should be in that cash drawer. At this point, a manager can count the drawer themselves. As long as it matches this number, then everything is okay. This number right here that we see, where it says cash counted, this is the total that has been created based off of somebody using the bill counting simulator. So if this number is not what is exactly in that drawer, it's okay. As long as this is the total that is in that drawer. It will be up to the manager's discretion on how much the drawer can be under or over. Last thing Eddie the bartender should do is clock out for his shift, and he can do so by clicking clock out on the bottom corner. Then click OK. Declare any cash tips he may have received and then click OK. Now let's perform a manager's end of day. Log in with a manager PIN. There is no need for a manager to attach to a drawer since they are performing an end of day. So I'm going to proceed by clicking No Cash Drawer. Then I'm going to click the Manager tab at the top and then click End of Day. Workstation does have a built-in checklist at the employee level, but managers have their own separate one in the manager screen. Now, if all employees are doing their jobs correctly, all of these should be a green check mark. I do want to go to our activity screen and highlight some totals that might be important to a manager for an end-of-day report. Looking at this screen right here, where it says Store Activity Summary. This is a complete breakdown of all of the totals for this business day. If you want to look at a cash summary breakdown, this is a complete total of all drawers and all banks added together right here. At the end of the day, an owner or manager might want to know their final cash deposit, and that is listed right here. If we scroll down, we also have another section called Payment Summary, where you can see how much you received in cash, how much you received in credit cards, and your total in payments. Another important area to highlight is Tip Summary. This is the entire house's credit card tip totals. We have a few other sections that you might want to reference. We have gross sales by department. At the end of it, you do get a complete total. Some other areas that are worth highlighting is your tax summary that can be broken down right here. Towards the bottom, you can print this report out, and you can have a paper print out of your financial overview for that day. If you ever had any investigating to do because totals did not match up, you can highlight one specific employee's bank, or you can highlight a specific cash drawer. You can combine any drawers or banks together to see what their totals added together might be. If you want to combine totals based off of employees versus cash drawers and banks, you can click Employees at the top and highlight any employees whose totals you might want to add together. You should do this if you had multiple employees using one drawer. After adding up totals and performing cash outs, that's it. You have performed your end of day and are ready to start fresh for your next business day.